Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Abby. I'm with Fitness is Medicine. Today we're going to do another great workout you can do in your home using very minimal equipment. We're going to start off with one dumbbell that's a little bit maybe medium to heavy for you. One set of lighter dumbbells, two of them, a tube or a band, and a ball if you have one. And I think that's it. So we're going to start off on the floor today. Remember to come into these workouts warmed up and ready to go, so your heart rate is elevated just a little bit, your muscles are warmed up and ready to move. That helps avoid injury, it helps to get your body ready for movement. So we're going to start on the floor doing a back exercise, working your lats, but we're going to lie down on your back with your feet flat on the floor, knees bent. That same position that we'd like to start in, where you have your back nice and flat to the floor, so you can feel here that there's a little bit of space. Flatten that tummy. You want your back nice and flat to the floor. Now we're going to take this one weight, holding it straight up above your head. You're going to keep your arms, your elbows straight, and pull this straight overhead like this, nice and slowly. So this is working your lats, those big muscles in your back. Also your shoulders, keeping those abs tight. We're working your core. Now, if this feels like too much on your shoulders, there's two things you can do. First of all, you can go a little bit smaller range of motion. You could grab a lighter weight. The other thing you can do is bend your elbows, but keep that angle in your elbows. So we're still working your lats. Now your triceps, like last video, we're not going to bend and straighten your elbows. We want to keep that same angle no matter where you are. If you're even here and going back and forth, that's okay. Regardless of what angle you choose for your elbows, it stays the same. We're not changing that. Keep your tummy nice and tight here. Keep breathing. And let's do one more. All right. Slowly bring it down, and then we're going to stand up. So come on up slowly, let your blood pressure regulate, get that blood flow back to your head. And okay, here we go, stand up. So we are going to do reverse lunges next. So I would like for you to stand next to a countertop or in front of your sink, so that you're really close to it. Like, let's pretend my sink is right here, or you could use a chair, or you could use, your machine here, whatever you've got that's sturdy that you can hang on to. Remember, with reverse lunges, our goal is to step back as far as possible, and then just like you're gonna kneel down, you can do as large a range of motion as is comfortable and pain-free, but a big step back no matter what. And then you can just do a small range of motion. The point is that you want to keep your weight in your heel on that front leg. Squeeze, think about squeezing that glute on that front leg as you stand up, keeping your knees in line so your knee is right over your ankle. It's not collapsing towards the middle. Keeping your body up nice and tall. That's why I want you to be somewhere where you can hang on. Lots of times being able to hang on really does improve the form of this. And that's really important with lunges, because we don't want to cause knee pain. Or if you do have knee pain, we don't want to make it worse. So we want to work on strengthening those quads, strengthening those glutes, keeping your body nice and straight, and in a range of motion that is pain-free. Now, this may be difficult, but that doesn't mean it's painful. So if you are having any knee pain, do a smaller range of motion. So you can step back and just go down a little ways. Really think about squeezing your glute in your front leg, and that will help take a little bit of the pressure off those knees. You want your glutes and your quads working synergistically here. Okay, let's do two more on each side. We're alternating here. And I'm not holding any weights. So if you want to add weights, that's okay. One thing you could do is do one whole side hanging onto a weight, and then switch and do 10 on the other side, hanging onto a weight on the other side. Or you can do them alternating like I just did, but just switch which hand you're hanging on to that weight for partway through. But still, I want one hand available to help with that form. Okay, now we are going to move over to our band. I've got one set up about chest height in the door here. We're going to do side twists. So I want your feet nice and wide, tummy tight, shoulders down and back, and we're going to twist to the side. So I want your whole body to switch. Twist over, 2, 3, really give it a good pull. 4, you're kind of pulling it back over your knees. Again, if you find this is really challenging, either grab a lighter band or scoot forward. You can give yourself a little, you can scoot forward, make it a little bit easier. Similarly, if you need more resistance, you can add another band, make it 2 bands, step back further, give yourself a little more resistance. Lots of different ways to change resistance with these bands. Okay, all right, good, rest. Okay, now we are going to grab your fit ball if you have one. If you don't, you can do this one laying flat on the floor and then just kind of picking your arms up. We're going to do a back extension. So many times I recommend that people put their feet against the wall with this one. So we're going to be on your tummy, arms crossed. You're just kind of rolled over the ball just a little bit. Your feet will just be planted. And I want you to come up just to neutral. So we're not going into hyper extension. I don't want any of this type of action. Coming up to neutral, breathing. Hold it for maybe a count of 2. Now, if you're having any back pain with this, do a smaller range of motion. You could just come up to here. So working those back muscles, but maybe not all the way to neutral. You can just do a small range of motion and see if that helps. You want to continue to be able to control your breath, keeping your head in line here with the rest of your spine. So we don't want it down here or similarly, staring up. We want to keep everything in a good alignment so that you don't get any neck pain here. We're really working down in through here. As you come up, those muscles are contracting and then coming back down. Keep breathing. Let's do 3 more. The other thing you can do is if this is challenging for you, you can put your hands on the floor, just kind of for balance, and leave them here as you extend that spine. All right, good. Very good. I like that one a lot. It's a safe way to work those back muscles. If you've tried my alternatives and you still can't do it without back pain, message me and I will give you some other ideas that you can do to strengthen those muscles without pain. Okay, now we are going to grab those smaller dumbbells that I talked about in the beginning. So, and we're going to stand back up. So make sure you stand up slowly. We don't want any lightheaded or dizziness here. And we're going to do a forward shoulder raise. So generally I recommend a little bit of a staggered stance with this to help protect your back. When you lift a weight out in front of you, it can be challenging on your back if you do have low back pain. So you could do this seated. You could do it with a very light weight to start to make sure that you don't have back pain. Now I just want your hands holding the weights like this. We're going to lift them up to just about shoulder height and then slowly lower back down. This is the point. Really contracting those abs to help protect your back. Nice and slowly. 4. Now, pretty light weight here, because once you pull that weight all the way out in front of you, it's not only challenging for your shoulders, but it's also challenging for your back, and we don't want to create any extra pain here. Keeping those shoulders down away from your ears. Eyes straight forward. 2 more. The other thing is if this is painful to have your hands this way with your palms down, you could change it like this. So like you're holding, you know, like 2 water bottles or something in your hands like this. Or you could then, you know, you could play around with it and maybe do 1 set this way and 1 set with your palms down, and see which one feels better. One may feel a little easier. It works the heads of your deltoid just a little bit differently, but it's nothing significant. We're working on overall strength, not individual, you know, bodybuilding type things here. Okay, and then the last one, we're going to lower back down to the floor, and we're going to do a boat hold. So this is something where maybe you want to sit on a towel or a balance pad. You could do this seated on a Bosu, but we don't have to. We can do this seated on the floor. Tubby came to visit. Hi. Want to lay down? Okay. So sitting up nice and tall, notice my back is straight. We don't want this action. We don't want to round your spine here. So we want to keep your back nice and straight. And the goal here is to just lift your feet up off the floor. So if you've seen this in videos or other places, there's a lot that are just like this, but that's really challenging. And if you can do that, please feel free, go ahead. But we are going to start just by tilting back, picking up your feet off the floor and holding it here. Keeping your knees bent will be much easier. It's a smaller lever, shorter lever. It's easier on your low back, and it's easier to, you know, on your hip flexors. You could even put hands here to help support your low back if that feels better. You can come down if you need to, go back into it. Our goal is to hold it for about 30 seconds. So if you want to start with 10 seconds, you can keep your hands here. Like I said, you can keep them here to give yourself a little bit of support. Breathe, back tall. You want, if it's hard for you to remember how to keep your back tall without, you know, kind of slouching into your spine like that, you can think about leading with your chest. Okay, I know that's been over 30 seconds total. So, good job. Some of these are really challenging. We'll go through and do these 1 to 2 more times through, add some stretching and some cool down at the end. You can even add some cardio in between each circuit and get a really good full body workout. All right. Thank you, everybody. As always, please let me know if you have any questions. You can message me. You can leave comments below. Lots of different ways to contact me. All right. Good luck, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.